Hey guys, Shani back with another process video, and this one is actually for Colorado Wednesday, where I'm showing you our entire Colorado vacation album from start to finish, but I'm also doing Scrapdemic 2020, so I'm doing a layout every day. No, a process video every day for the rest of March. Just trying to get a bunch of people together to do a lot of fun inspiration. So if you do YouTube or anything like that, please feel free to join in and do Scrapdemic 2020 with us. And if you do, just label it Scrapdemic 2020 or hashtag Scrapdemic 2020 on Instagram. So today's video, I've got this cute photo of, it's not really cute, it's just sweet, of my husband and my daughter in when we stayed at Great Wolf in Colorado Springs. We were surprised. We had issues booking our stay because of our own planning issues. But so when I called to alter our plans, the woman that I spoke to was so super nice and helpful on the phone, and she actually ended up saving us about 50% off of our stay, and we ended up staying an entire week for like something ridiculous like $600. And then when we got there, we actually found out she had also sorry, we also found out that she had upgraded our room, so we got an even better room than we were getting, which was just like the basic cheapest room we were getting. And we ended up with one that has a cute little bunk bed and a little half room for India, so like a little cave. So we were really excited to get a room like that. So this photo is just of Phil and India in the bed after we had just gotten there. Sorry, I've got like a horrible frog in my throat. So this collection, the 6x6 paper pad, is from Wolfpack, the Heidi Swap collection. And I got it actually when we were staying there because I thought it was perfect for Great Wolf Lodge. So I am just now opening it and using out of it. But I pulled out 5 or 6 different sheets out of it that I liked, that were just like the neutral colors, obviously. And went ahead and cut them into strips that were, I think it was 1.5 inch by, or maybe it was 1 inch. I can't remember. I'm sorry. By 3 inches. And then I'm just going to do this in kind of like a checkerboard pattern. But then I ended up deciding that I needed more papers because it wasn't going to fill up that whole section that I wanted it to. So I went ahead and pulled out a few more papers and did the same thing. So this is one of them with the paw prints, and then I go ahead and cut more out, and I don't know why I left all of this in here because it's boring. But I will just do the same thing and and cut all these pieces. I'll cut some more in a minute as well. So now that I've got all of these pieces cut out and laid out or arranged how I want them, I'm going to start on the bottom left corner and adhere each piece down, working my way up that column. And then I'll go back down to the bottom right next to it and start and work my way up. I'm trying to keep them as straight up and down as possible, and I feel like they'll all fit better together as long as I can keep those columns straight. So I'll just do that, and then I'll show you starting the bottom at the next row right there. And then I'm gonna fast forward because this is boring. So there we go. It's all adhered down, and I did it about 2/3 of the way up the page. And then I went through all my chipboard sheets and pulled out a bunch of embellishments and pulled out a bunch of stars. And then I also pulled out this star punch and punched stars from a bunch of the papers that I used. So before I get too started, I'm going to go ahead and adhere my photo down, but I'm going to pop it up on foam just to give it some dimension and make it stand out a little bit. So this is just fun foam. And I'm not going to adhere it yet because I want to do some mixed media, and then I need to kind of mess with it a little bit before, because you'll see in a minute, but I'll kind of move it around a little bit just to stamp on the background and stuff. So I pulled out my Heidi Swapp Color Shine and am splattering across. The goal really was to splatter across the line where the blue at the top meets the patterned that I created. And then I also pulled out the gold and did the same thing. And anyway, sorry. So the reason I was doing it across that line is because I'm going to do stars clustered all across that line. That is the goal. So I put the photo back on. It's still not adhered down. And then I'm going to pick out the phrase thickers for this and go ahead and cut it out so I can kind of arrange it and get it ready for whenever I do want to adhere it down. So I pulled out the All Heart Collection stamp set. So I just go ahead and pull out a couple of the stars from the stamp set and the Night of Navy stamp pad from Stampin' Up. And I'm going to randomly stamp these stars across this middle line. And then a little bit above the photo as well. So I tried to overlap the stars, and I pull out different sizes, but I tried to overlap them a little bit underneath to look like they're going underneath the photo. So I will kind of move the photo around as well to get that look. So I can stamp, you can see right there where I stamped kind of behind it and underneath it, and then across the top right there, and the edge. And then you'll see better whenever I start adding the star embellishments. You'll see the clustering that I was talking about. Anyway, so I go ahead and pulled out some, oh, no, I'm adhering the photo down first, sorry. And then I'm going to pull out these epoxy flare pieces from Scrap and Happy Studios. And it's a set that has like several different pieces, but they have other colors. I just pulled out the ones that coordinated color-wise with this layout. Then I pulled out a freckled fawn label sticker to layer that epoxy piece over just to give it some more, I don't know, some more interest to the photo. And I start just kind of arranging my stars across the dividing line there. These are some of the stars that I punched from the pattern paper. They'll be kind of the basis underneath, and then I'll build up from there. But first, I'm going to go ahead and add my title real quick before I get too far into that. And normally this would work, like if this was wax paper, this would work really well, but it did not work very well because it wanted to stick to the paper so badly. So yeah, don't try this at home. So I tried to stick down part of it. I cut part of the piece off. I tried to stick down part of it and then pull the rest out, but it just ended up sticking so badly that I had so many issues with it. It was a huge pain in the butt. I should have just done it normally. It would have been way easier. So, but it's on there and that's what counts. Then I pulled out this little chipboard banner and it says, "You are my sunshine." And I'm going to adhere that down with some Nuvo adhesive where it's tucked just behind the photo a little bit, but I don't want to interfere with the phrase. So I'm trying to make sure that the phrase is still showing really well. And then I'm just holding it down for a few seconds just to let it dry. And I didn't realize I left it in this long. Sorry. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere down these paper stars. And for this, I kind of decided to mostly just adhere down as I go instead of arranging and then going back and adhering, because it's never going to go back the way I had it if I did that. So, and I'll just keep adding until it's how I want it anyway, so it'll work out just perfectly. So now I'm just going to start adding stuff. These are chipboard stars, and I will use Nuvo adhesive to adhere those down. And I'm just kind of spreading them out and trying to evenly distribute the textures, like the dimension. And I forget, before I add all the dimensional items, I want to do all my flat items. So I went ahead and pulled out these gold stickers from the Chamel sticker book. And then I also put a couple of the light blue and the white ones as well. Or actually, I might not have used white ones. I might have just done the light blue ones. No, I did do white. There it is. Anyway, so I just kind of sprinkled those around and trying to fill in this space and kind of evenly distribute the color and the textures. So now I'm going to go ahead and go back with my chipboard pieces and start adding those back again and arranging those. And then some of them, I try to keep it clustered around the dividing line, but some of them I'll go up a little higher, a little lower. And then I will try to make sure a good amount of them are kind of tucked behind or overlapping the outside edge so they'll get trimmed off, just to make it look more random and scattered. And then I went ahead and adhered these epoxy pieces down with Stampin' Dimensionals so that it gave them that little bit of raised up effect. And because Stampin' Dimensionals are super sticky, so they will adhere really well and hold in place. So I'm pulling out these teeny tiny little chipboard stars, and they are gold glitter. And again, I'm just trying to evenly distribute the color and the texture and the dimension throughout all of it. These guys are gemstones, and they are star-shaped, but they're like 4th of July from Hobby Lobby. And then these guys are foam, and they're glitter foam, also from Hobby Lobby. So I trimmed that one in half, and then tucked it behind the photo to look like it's peeking through there. And then the little tiny one I pulled out and just tucked behind a little bit. This little like tag, there's a different word for it, but I can't remember right now. My brain's not functioning at full functioning because it's time for bed. But it is from Whimsy Fox from Iris, and they are really, really cute. I'm going to have to order some. She sent me just a couple to try out in the order that I'd placed before, and I'm going to have to order a bunch because they're amazing. And they've got gold metallic thread just stitched across the bottom of them, and I will add a little free sticker to that later. These that I'm adding right now are gold vellum stars also from Iris from Whimsy Fox Crafts. And they come in a set. There's different colors, but these are the gold metallic, and there's stars and hearts and little like asterisk kind of stars as well in them, and I really love them. And then I also have the puffy stickers from the Wolfpack collection, so I pulled out some of the stars from that pack and sprinkled those as well. And really, I just kept adding and adding and adding. I also added a little moon right there. I just thought that was cute. And I didn't really know when I'd use moons for scrapbooking, so I just added it in. And then this is just a little, like a little label from the Wolfpack puffy stickers. I also forgot to mention when I added the gold vellum stars, I used the mini Stampin' Dimensionals to add those because they stick really well. And I gave them just a little bit of dimension, and they're tiny, so that was perfect. So then I also added you saw the metallic stars that I added there, like a light blue metallic, or not metallic, but metal stars. And then I pulled out some white cardstock and just cut some strips with my little guillotine trimmer. And I'm going to use that to write my journaling out. And I just write it out really quickly, and then I will go back and adhere down those strips to underneath that Snuggle Time title. So just arranging them and making sure they're in the right order, because I feel like that is like what I worry about is that I will glue them down and they'll be in the wrong order. So they are in the right order. I'm getting them adhered down. We're good to go. And then I'm going to fast forward because this is boring and you get the whole idea. So there we go. Now I'm going to take my big scissors and just trim off the stars that are overhanging off the edges. And then I go down. I was going to add, I don't know what I was going to write, but I was going to add a word across the top of that label, that little tab, but I was counting out to see, and it was too many letters, so I didn't do that. So I pulled out these little gold phrase strips, and I added one to the tab, and then I added a couple to either side. And then that's it. I'm all done. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really love how this layout turned out. It was nice to get a bunch of the same thing. I don't know, it gave it a different kind of look. So if you would like to join in on Scrapdemic, please feel free to. I would love for anyone to join in and post videos for Scrapdemic 2020. We're just trying to get together and kind of get everyone's mind off the coronavirus crazy and just have fun scrapbooking. So have a wonderful day. Oh no, sorry, forgot. A few videos back, I have a giveaway. So if you haven't seen it, go enter for the giveaway and you can see me acting really awkward and embarrassing. So go a few videos back and enter that giveaway. I will announce the winner on the 20th. Have a wonderful day and a happy scrapping. Bye.